So let's say this is some kind of black metal or something. So I'm going to come into here, and I'll do one more pass of this here just to show you. And I will take this and throw one more little touch up, and then I'll speed it up. And do that. That's pretty cool looking. I'm going to take it and do my mask on it to start with. So add mask to color selection. And then I'm going to pick the color I want to use that mask for, and it's that one. That's pretty cool. But I want to give it that grunge that we just saw with the copper or something like that. I don't know if I want to make it copper or not, but let's do something like... Let's look. Sorry, my brain's like trying to figure out what I want it to look like. That one. I don't want it to be brass. Sure. Let's do that. Oops. I'm gonna grab this and throw it up here. Okay, so now it's silver everywhere again. So what I'll do is, in this case, I don't want to necessarily do it this way. I want to make another folder. If you want to have it just on one thing, but you want to use multiple materials, so I'm going to pull this back out, remove. I'm going to come up to my folder this time, add color selection mask, pick color, pick this. Now, oh, they aren't inside the folder yet. Now, right now, it's only showing me the shiny stuff, right? It's because we still haven't put the mask on here. So we're going to go add mask, whiter, doesn't really matter, I believe. And I can just say add generator, and say edge metal. And there it is. We can see the black popping through a little bit. I really want this super low though. So I'm going to pull back and see how much I can get rid of. I don't want to do it that way, wear level. There. Right? Pretty cool. So got that. Let's make the horns a little bit different too. Let's make them like a painted, and then we'll have these 3 layers underneath it too. How do we do that? Well, let's do it. I'm going to leave it inside of this folder where it's only a texture in this piece right here. And then I'm going to add something inside of the same folder. So if I put something on the top of that, it's going to be over everything, right? So let's not do that. Let's do something like, let's go back to, well, it's my favorite one, right? Is the painted. I'm sorry, smart material, painted metal. So I'll just throw this inside the folder, close it, and it goes underneath, so that's not a problem. I'll put it back on top, and now we got that. And partially, that's because this is doing the same thing, right? So now I know it's only on that, and I need to come back in here and make a special mask for itself first. So let's figure out, on this whole thing, I only want this painted steel on the horns, let's say. So I'll come to the painted steel, and I'll add a mask, which means everything, and then I'll just either, I can paint it out or I can select it out. I don't really have the polygons. We can't use this polygon tool at this point, but we can come in here and just say, I don't want it on this, and just paint out where I don't want it. Like that. So I'll pull back out like this. And then I'm going to come over to this. I don't like this red. I'm going to pick a different red. I'm going to make it like a darker, meaner red. I also don't know if I like this. I almost want it inverted. Even though that is where the wear would be, I want to make it funky. So I'm going to come over to my paint, and you can see that the paint has a warp and a mask. If I turn off the warp, it does very little, actually, because there's so little to see. But if I turn off the mask, you'll see it all goes away. So we know the mask is where the power of this is. So we're going to look at this global balance, and we're going to turn it up. All red, right? I'll pull that back down to middle, contrast. And what you can do to, 1 second here. Let me see, thickness. Oh, thickness. Really subtle stuff in here. Okay, so I'll leave this all default. I do not like that red yet still. Okay, so I'll come back to the fill, go back to this right here. Probably could turn this off so it's not overlapping what we see now. We're seeing underneath. So the base steel goes away and this goes on top of it. So that's a little bit closer to this shiny stuff going on here. I want to try and get some of that so you can see some of the black popping through. Again, the higher I turn this resolution up, the more you'll see it. 1 second. Of course, the more layers you have, the longer it takes to render it too. But there you go. And then you can also, if you really wanted to, even come back to here again, take your brush, go to your brush area, look at it, and say, dots, crystals, dirt. Let's do a splattery dirt right. Let's do this one. And I'll turn it down, and I'll start, hello. Painting into this one, sorry, wrong one. Painting into this. So I can paint it around these edges here, you know. So you can paint in your own custom is the idea. I don't like the way that's so perfect, so I'll pull this out a little bit. Just do some real quick stuff. If I was doing this for, you know, a client or something, then I would do it different. Okay. You could also come back into your steel painted and go back to the white, right? So if I go to the steel painted, right now I'm painting in that color. If I come back down and I look at what I'm painting, if I go back to white, which I think is just X, I could paint some of this blood back into here if I wanted. Oh, there's my brush. Hello, brush. You know, see how I can paint it just subtly in some places? Maybe over his teeth or something. I can leave it in there a little bit. Okay. So let's add some more. Let's pull this back out. Let's pull this back out. Pull this back out. And then I will just keep adding stuff. And probably what I would do is, this is the visor trim. This is what I need. I really want you to do is, let's see. I want you to organize your stuff. That's basically what I was thinking as I was writing here. So this is my base colors, right? These are the orange, this is the gold, that's that. So I probably want to name this Glowing Eyes. Turn that down to gold armor. This is gold trim, gold I said visor, but it's mask trim. And then this is base. So double click base. Okay, so this iron pure. Let me see what we got here. I'm just trying to organize my stuff here. So come here, pull that off. And this is, oh, that's right. Visor trim. That's interesting. I think I didn't like that one. That one's gone. Okay. So visor trim. If you click on this, it'll get rid of your mask down. You know. So if I click on the main thing, it'll show that. Okay. So I will speed this up and let you watch me play with this some more.